Now, as always, on a Thursday, we're going to be joined by Kent Film Club's Chris Deasy, who'll be telling us all about some plant-powered films. But, as you can see in front of us, we have quite the platter of vegan food, and I'm going to test your taste buds. Is it going to be as good as your film taste? That's the real question.
Well, that's right. I mean, I like to think that my film tastes are impeccable, but nothing beats this platter in front of me.
Right. So we've got a few options, and we're going to do a quiz, right? So we have two different kinds of cocktail sausage. Can you taste the difference? I'm going to you take one of these first.
So should I start to eat one of these?
Yeah.
Okay, I reckon plant-based.
Plant-based so far,
okay.
Right? And I'm going to get you to try one of these as well. For comparison. See if it has changed your mind at all.
This tastes more like a sausage that I'm used to eating. I probably find that I'm completely wrong now. This tastes more like a sausage, a meat sausage, than that one.
I believe that is the vegan one.
No, am I allowed to look?
We have a post-it note.
No, what does that show?
So that's the vegan side.
Oh my gosh.
So you were absolutely bamboozled. And I want to make it clear to the audience at home, this was not staged at all. Chris has no idea. I didn't even know what's being brought out here. Right, we're going to try out some of these. I'm going to have to be honest with you, I don't really know what they are, but they look a bit...
Okay. Very tasty indeed. Okay. Shall I have the comparison?
You have the comparison.
I'm going to guess this. The first one is the vegan, I'd say.
You're correct on that one. Your first one tonight, Chris. You got that one correct. But if you want to put those on that plate over there, we still have the chicken nuggets to go. And they are lovely, warm, fresh from the air fryer.
They literally came into the studio just as we were sitting down. Well, whatever it is, it tastes glorious. Shall I compare it with this?
Absolutely. That's the name of the game here.
Okay, I'm going to guess the first one is the vegan.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Moment of truth? No, that's the vegan right there.
What does that show?
I think I remember having burgers from restaurants with a vegan cheese that sticks to the roof of your mouth. It shows that we can even be bamboozled ourselves nowadays. And it shows that if you want to go vegan, perhaps it's not quite as difficult as it once was. And to be fair, those chicken nuggets over there, they look a bit crispier than the usual one. It's
like being out and having non-alcoholic beer, and sometimes you feel, because you're drinking beer, you're thinking, and you're around people who are having alcohol, you're thinking, oh, well, I feel I'm in that same sort of mindset. I never thought I'd feel the same way about food, but it tastes beautiful, gorgeous, both of the vegan and the meat.
And we have two of the things that Finn had from the restaurant. He brought us some back with him. He's very kind like that, our Finn. And, I mean, you just look at it, can't you? I mean, that's a delicious salad. That bao bun looks particularly great as well. But if you are into plant-based food, what sort of plant-based movies could we be watching as well?
Well, I was thinking we've got Wallace and Gromit on the screen behind us here. Chicken Run as well. I mean, animated films. I mean, I was thinking about this earlier. Ratatouille as well, The Rat in the Kitchen, like the UB40 song. But they're all films. Babe as well, perhaps the most obvious one, The Talking Pig from 1995. Films about animals and farmyards, where the animals have anthropomorphic tendencies. They speak as humans. And of course, they're often saved literally from being, the turkey or the pig roast for Christmas. And suddenly we see them as individuals, almost like humans. They're in a way more animated than the human characters in the films. And we go for them. And people turned vegetarian after watching Babe. They thought, after watching The Talking Pig, I can never eat meat again.
And it's interesting, like Chicken Run, for example. Obviously, it's a very fun way of telling what is a potentially morbid story in reality, but it really kind of captures that kind of almost animated feeling, doesn't it, of what it actually is at these sorts of farmyards, I imagine.
Well, that's right, because it's as though this urgency to escape comes in when there's the meat processing plant machine that comes in, and then the chickens have to make, like in The Great Escape, which of course it's overtly building on, make their bid for freedom. But I think anybody watching that might be inclined to think, well, well, hang on, we're talking about animals here. How can we enjoy these films and laugh at them while happily go and eat the meat of the animals that we've just been feeling are perhaps very different from ourselves? I mean, it all goes back to George Orwell and Animal Farm and that idea that humans and animals actually have perhaps more in common than they do that sets them apart.
As I asked, having sampled some of this and discussed some of these plant-based movies, are you potentially going to be won over to the vegetarian lifestyle, do you imagine?
Do you know, the fact that I genuinely couldn't tell the difference between the two, if I'm in a restaurant and I see a vegan offering, sometimes I think, well, I'm not really a vegetarian or I'm not vegan, so therefore that option. There was a time when often in a restaurant they'd say, if you're not vegan, well, don't take the vegan food because the vegan eaters won't be able to consume it. But actually now, I mean, what a wonderful platter, such a variety of cuisine.
And as I ask, before we go, it's Kent Film Club again this evening. Talk us through what we can expect later on.
Well, we've got Chris Solomon, who is an outstanding guest, who's chosen films like Lost in Translation, also Being There, films which are very familiar to many of us, but deal with that question of being the outsider. Mississippi Burning as well, often with directors, say, who are British, Sam Mendes and American Beauty as well, who are filming in different locations outside their comfort zone and suggesting what happens in those liminal spaces.
It's always really fascinating. And just before we go, any recommendations at the movies?
Song Sun Blue, I've seen it 3 times. I saw it with both of my daughters separately, and they looked at me and said, "Daddy, you're crying." And it's the Neil Diamond story through a Neil Diamond tribute act, and really moving. And the way that music shows that we can overcome adversity in many cases, a triumph of the human spirit.
Chris, thanks for joining us. I'm sure we'll get through all of this after the show.
I'm in no hurry to leave.
Perfect. Well, that's everything from us on KMTV this evening for Kent Tonight. Back at 8 p.m. with the Bulletin. Don't go anywhere.